Muy, mucho, nada. Sorry for my grammar, but yeah, really, very much, nothing. Uh, uh, good happened from my attempt to do that. Yeah, so like literally nothing on the internet seems to agree on the weight category. Weight divisions, thank you, yay. And I'm just getting more and more and more and more confused. So I've referred in the past to like cruiserweights, and then I'm like, where's the cruiserweight gone? I don't see any cruiserweight. Where's the cruiserweight? And then, uh, and then I see other things that like don't have a super heavy. It's like, I am positive I did not just invent the super heavy division. And first of all, which I think is appropriate to say quite far into the second part of my two-part video, just as an appendix to my first three-part video. First of all, I do like the fact that the one boxer that I referenced retired in 2014. Like, so can people sort of talk about basketball to me, and I'm like, yeah, Charles Barkley's awesome. He is actually awesome. Like, he's just like a cool guy. Um, I don't know. I think the youngest basketball player, I think the most like cutting edge basketball player I can think of, it's a toss up between, who's that fucking crazy fucking, who was Kanye before Kanye? Oh, that really, really like 7 foot tall guy with the. Everyone knows who this is. Everyone knows who I'm talking about. And then I can't think of anyone younger than him. And I'm like, okay, I can think of like Michael Jordan, of course, but I don't think he's that particularly current. And then why does no one speak about Magic Johnson anymore? You know, like, all is so cruel. Yeah, anyway, Evander Holyfield, yeah, cool. That's great, Caitlin. That's great. And then Muhammad Ali, who looks like midweight, maybe, he's a fucking heavyweight, mate. Like, he's a fucking heavyweight. But he was 6'3". But he doesn't look like that's not the kind of heavyweight that I was talking about. I think that's when heavyweight was an unlimited category before they introduced super heavy. But you see, if you go, depends where you go. It's like, I'm trying to find the fucking oracle for, boxing weight categories, and there seems to be none. Like, I'm following this absolute like rabbit hole, and I'm like, where is the final fucking word? And it looks like a whole bunch of different categories have been added, like either last year or this year for the Olympics, or I don't know, fucking something. Pin weight's a new one for me, but maybe that's just because didn't really pay much attention to women's weight categories. And just to have a little bit of a laugh at someone else besides myself for a moment. Isn't it really funny how people talk about, they use the, kind of slur, insult lightweight, like he's a lightweight in his career, or she's a lightweight in her career. It's like lightweight is pretty much in the smack bang middle of the weight categories. and like there's like real funny things like it's not anything that makes any sense. Like there are no rules that said the people who named the weight divisions had to be sane or sober. So like bantamweight is lighter than a featherweight, even though bantams are mostly feathers. What's that guy's freaking name? Come on, like the biggest fucking character the world has ever seen. Dennis. That's weird. Dennis. That's all I've got is Dennis. Seriously, all I can think of. Rodman. Thank you, Dennis Rodman. I honestly think Dennis Rodman's the most modern basketballer I can think of. But their boyfriend who, the boyfriend who watched boxing like my dad did, he did. Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't know why. Why the exposition, Caitlin? Why the backstory? Why? We all ask why. He was telling me about some historical kind of like old school, like weird boxing shit. Like not even that old school, just like 40s to 60s kind of thing. And like Jack Dempsey, who's, you know, one of the few white boxing greats. But wasn't he really a boxing great? Because he was like best known for the trigger step. And so the boyfriend taught me how to do the trigger step, and he actually showed me a book that he had in which Jack Dempsey, like there was a diagram with arrows, like seriously, like you know, there was some technical illustrator who had drawn like Jack Dempsey doing, and you know, there's an arrow with a foot and this kind of thing, and falling forward, and it's like so I got about as good at the trigger step as I think Jack Dempsey got. And I'm like, right, so basically the trigger step is attempting to fall down twice forward into your opponent. And my boyfriend said, yeah, it didn't work very well, but it made him famous. Something like that. It was a few years ago now. But anyway, yeah, no, the fucking... And I've... sometimes it's my party trick to do the fucking trigger step. The step and then the extra step that makes you kind of like fall forward. And I think the only way it works is basically it's like a... Oh my fucking god! I don't think I can hit a lunatic. I think that's pretty much how that works. I wish I knew how to wrap up here, but I feel like I had more to say. Oh yeah, I just want to say, look, the weight divisions are all over the fucking show. Like, I thought cruiserweight was an amateur category, and the USA boxing whatever is like the kind of like the standards that teach and inform, you know, the Olympics boxing, but it's still not even professional categories. Like they have elite categories, but they're not professional. And I know the difference between elite and professional, and quite possibly you can't be a professional if you go to the Olympics, but I'm just very, very, very confused. Back in my day, there was a fucking bantamweight and a fucking flyweight, a lightweight, a light heavy, a not light heavy, a light Brain, go. Light welterweight, a welterweight. A lightweight, a heavy light, a light heavy. Yeah, cruiser. A heavy. Super heavy. What did I leave out there? I left out something, but you know, there's all fucking other weird fucking shit, and they've seemed to have taken away the super heavy, but only in, seems like Croatia and what is that? Oh my god, Belarus are getting all fucking uptight about. Looks like they're getting a bit argy-bargy about the weight divisions, and there's obviously the international like boxing committee, and it used to be the US was kind of like the, you know, the anchoring kind of final say on the whole thing, and then women get involved, and yeah, look, it's making talking out of my ass just so much more difficult. It really, really is. You know, it sucks to be me.